Hi guys, it's Sheena, your local agent, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in for day 5 of my virtual 2-week home buying program, where I'm looking to give you the resources and tips to take you from renting to home ownership in 2020 and beyond. So today we're going to be going over step 5, which is you getting approved for a loan requires your participation. Yes, you have to do some work before you get started in this home buying process. It requires for you to actually do a couple of things to ensure that you're on the right path to home ownership. Now, if you contact your realtor and you let them know, hey, I am in the market and I am ready to shop, your realtor more than likely may ask you, are you pre-qualified? And if you say no, they're going to then probably suggest that you go and get pre-qualified first before they even go ahead and get started on the process. Now, if you don't have a lender, you can ask your realtor as well if they have any recommendations, and they should be able to give you a list of their preferred lenders that can get you started on the process. Now, pre-qualification is different from pre-approval. The pre-qualification process is going to start with your lender taking a look at what it is that you're going to be eligible for to buy, what range you're going to be eligible for, the max loan amount that they're going to be able to give you. And they're going to look at your credit history for that information. In my previous videos, we discussed credit, how to pull your credit history, how to maintain good scores, and so forth. So they're going to want to pull that information, and you want to ensure that you have been honest with disclosing all that information to them, because if not, if they find something, that can nullify your pre-qualification. Once your lender has given you the pre-qualification, you are set to go back to that realtor and let them know that you know how much you are qualified for, and then you can start that house shopping. It's very important for you to get that pre-qualification amount ahead of time so that you are not out in the market just blindly shopping, not knowing how much it is that you're approved for, especially if you find a home that you absolutely love and come to find out you can't afford it. It is best for you to know that up front, so then that way your realtor knows exactly what it is that they should be looking for and what range that is going to be matching that pre-qualification amount that you have. And just because you may be pre-qualified for a certain amount does not necessarily mean that you want to spend up to that full amount as well. So it's important for you to know what that amount is and then gauge what works for you and your budget. And we also talked about budget in one of my videos as well. So once you have found the perfect home, then you are going to want to go to the lender and get the pre-approval. And that pre-approval is similar to the pre-qualification process, but the pre-approval is going to look at all of your debts and income and so forth to determine what it is that your debt to income ratio is, for the lenders to determine how much of risk you may be to them. And so when you have that property, they're going to start to crunch numbers. They're going to look at what debts you have. And your debts can be your credit card loans, your student loans, your auto loans, any other debt that you may have that you are paying and expenses is going out. And then they're going to take a look at your income to determine how much money is actually coming in. And from there, they're going to get your debt to income ratio. So what they're going to do is they're going to take all of your monthly expenses. You're going to have that number up top, and you're going to divide that by your income, and that's going to spread out your debt to income ratio. Now, let's say you have $2,000 worth of expenses every month, and your income coming in is $4,000. $2,000 divided by $4,000 is going to give you a debt to income ratio of 50%. You may have a hard time getting the lender to approve you to take on that risk for you. Let's say that you change that income from $4,000 to $6,000. So now you have $2,000 going out for your expenses. That's your monthly expenses. You're dividing that by your income of $6,000. You're then going to have a debt income ratio of about 0.33. You look much better to a lender for them to provide a loan to you and to take that risk. Lenders have a benchmark in regards to what their debt income ratio is that they want you to stay within. Anything below 35% typically means that you are good to go, and they're going to be perfectly fine with giving you that loan. Between 35 to 46, 49%, you're going to be okay, but there may be some areas of improvement that they want you to work on. And if you're above 50, then you definitely are going to want to take a step back, and they're going to ask you to do a couple more things before taking on that full risk, such as paying off some of those debts, and if possible, increasing your income, and whether that's with a second job or not, getting a raise or whatever the case may be, to sort of offset that and get you much lower down. Now, when they're going through the pre-approval, Some of the documents that they may ask from you is that they're going to want to see your tax returns. They're going to be looking for about 2 years of tax returns from you that you have completed for your federal and state income taxes. If you are a W-2 worker, meaning that you get a W-2, they're going to be wanting to look at your W-2s as well as 2 months worth of bank stubs. So you're going to want to provide all of that information to them. And they're also going to want about 2 months or so of your bank statements to see what it is that you currently have in the bank. Now, if you are not a W-2 and you're self-employed, they're going to be wanting 2 years of tax returns as well, and any other income assets that you may have that you can provide to them. And if you are retired, then of course they're going to be looking at your Social Security, your pension, your 401k, and so forth. Any information, any documents that is going to show your income, they're going to want to see. And so then once you have all of that information, then they can get a better idea in regards to how it is that they can go about and structure this loan for you. And then you get that pre-approval, which is going to have the conditions and so forth in the terms for that loan. And once you have that pre-approval, when you are going to put an offer in to a property, more than likely that seller is going to want to see that you have the pre-approval letter stating that you do have the funds to purchase this home. So you see the amount of work that you have to do? You have to gather up all of these documentations. You have to gather up all the documents. The lender is going to let you know exactly what it is that they're looking for, that they need to see from you. You want to have those things already and have copies for them. And if you are knowing that you're going to want to purchase, you can definitely get those documents ahead of time so it doesn't slow you down during the process. But you have to reach out to the lender. You have to get the ball rolling. You have to participate. And time is of the essence. Rates and so forth, when you want to get them locked in, rates change every single day. It is important for you to move as swiftly, as quickly as you possibly can to make sure you're locked in at the best rate. The longer you prolong to get that stuff done, harder it may be, or you may miss out on the best rate that you possibly can. So when your lender is asking you for those documentations, you want to jump on it as quickly as possible and get that over to them so we can keep the ball rolling, guys. So yes, your approval for the loan is going to require participation from you. If you need further guidance, please feel free to reach out to me so that I can help you through that process and give you a more in-depth overview of what that is going to look like. I want to thank you so much for tuning in for step 5 of my virtual 2-week home buying program. If you have not registered already, you want to do so because I don't want you to miss out on any of the freebies that I am giving out during my 2-week home buying program. I want to thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.